Hi guys, welcome to my Convergence mod survival guide. I've beat the mod 3 times now, and I just wanted to go over the things that really saved my butt throughout my playthroughs. The first thing, and my cat is freaking out, so you might hear that in the background, but whatever, it is what it is. But the first thing I wanted to go over was damage negation. That was the big thing for me in my playthroughs. But simply put, the talismans that saved my butt were Dragon Crest Great Shield. So this is physical damage negation 15% right off the top. I wear this the entire time. Then I get every single one of these talismans. So anytime I went to a specific area, I would make sure I understood the damage type of the enemies as well as I could, you know what I mean? If you're going into areas blind, I know you're not going to know in the moment, but you can do like a quick switch and whatnot. But I would make sure to switch my talismans to the damage type they were using. So if I was going into a place with fire damage, I would make sure to put this on to have 30% damage negation to fire. So each one of these is going to be the main, all the four main damage types. But then, to double down on that, I would make sure to get Pearl Drake Talisman. So this is non-physical damage negation by 10%. Now, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but the way I understand it is if you wear Spell Drake at 30% magic damage negation, and then you also wear this, that equates to about 40% damage negation to magic damage or whatever. So all the Pearl Drake really does is adds 10% damage negation on top and makes these 40% instead of 30%. That's my understanding of it. I did test this quite a few times and I got the result, and it makes a huge difference. But so the talismans, I was very diligent about making sure that I had the right talismans on. The next thing, on top of all of that, right? You want to make sure that you're using a Physic that has damage negation, and the way I did that was, as far as my Physic, there's one thing I use in the Physic the entire time. And this was my personal preference because me as a player, I'm not like an amazing player of Elden Ring, so I take a lot of hits. I take a lot of hits, a lot of damage. So I made sure to wear this, to keep this in my Physic pretty much the entire time. And it's 15% damage negation. So that's all damage negation, right? So keep that in mind, right? That's 15%. So on top of your talismans, so if you're wearing the damage negation for the non-physical damage type, plus Pearl Drake, that's right, 40%, and then you stack that with this on top of that, it becomes 55% damage negation. So it's great this time. But okay, this all said and done, I'll show you kind of what I did going into boss rooms. So I would hit my Physic first. So now I have 15% damage negation on all damage types, right? So if that stacks with this, so now I have 30% damage negation to physical. I have 10% damage negation to all non-physical damage. And then if I augment that with whatever non-physical damage type the boss is using. So for this example, I'll say I'm fighting Renala. So I'll put on magic damage negation. So right now I have 40% damage negation against magic damage. But remember, I am using the Physic, so on top of that, it's 15%. So right now I'm not going to take... So right now I have 55% damage negation against magic damage. So that's how I stacked everything up. But for people who don't like to switch talismans or even like worry about their talismans, this is like a good option. Because you've got 15% damage negation, and then if you use your Physic, that's 30% physical damage negation. Then you got Pearl Drake, right? So you have 10% non-physical, and that's like lightning, magic, fire, holy, so on. And on top of that with your Physic, then you're rocking, what, 25% damage negation for non-physical. So right off the bat, you're doing pretty good. And that was kind of what helped me out, because I take a lot of hits. I'm not the best at dodging. I mean, I try my hardest, but I just, it is what it is. But that's my damage negation tip. The other tip I have is Spirit Ashes. So in the latest update of the mod, you can use a item, a consumable that you get from Fia, and it's the Baldekin's Blessing. So if you read the item description, it says consume to become immune to summoning debuffs. So when you use this, you're not going to take the debuff from Spirit Ash summoning. A lot of people are really don't like Spirit Ashes, but for me, it makes the game a lot more fun for me. And also, I just like having a distraction, so that way the specific enemy isn't kind of on me the entire time. So now that I have that active, I can go ahead and summon my Spirit Ash, and it doesn't take a whole bunch of my staffs. But currently I'm working on a Perfumer playthrough. So here I am with Depraved Perfumer Carmen, and we have been traversing the lands between like nobody's business. And I gotta say, this Perfumer playthrough has been so fun. I can't even tell you. I can't wait to upload it for you guys, so that way we'll be able to kind of share the experience together. But yeah, till then, oh, I aggroed this dude. Wait, let's throw some stuff at him. Done. But alright, well, thanks to anybody who watched. I hope this helps you out. Adios, be well, don't take life too seriously, and I'll see you in the next one.